After another driver failed to secure funding to drive Rick Ware Racing's number 52 Chevrolet this weekend for Las Vegas, well, I got the call from Rick Ware Racing with help from my sponsor from the Daytona 500, where we scored a top 10. Rogers coming off of Ryan Blaney picking up the win in the Great American Race. And there we are in, well, an all-white unsponsored car with a little bit of the Rogers branding there on just there behind the rear window. We essentially took the sponsorship money and just the earnings from our Daytona 500 success from that top 10 result into this weekend with an opportunity to race for Rick Ware Racing here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. However, we do know, it was very apparent, Rick Ware Racing is not a great team, and the expectation this weekend is simply just to try and get a top 30 out of it. A top 30 in this equipment would be a success. We're not going into the Daytona 500 like we did at last episode and said, you know what, we could go finish top 10 in Spire Motorsports number 77. That is just not a realistic goal. The goal is completely different this weekend, and hopefully we can find some success now as I was getting up to speed and getting comfortable, and honestly with a bit of a slower car, it's pretty easy to be comfortable, honestly, not really having to worry too much about getting into the wall or anything. But you can see our practice times there on the board now as we were ready to focus in on qualifying here Saturday afternoon, and it's going to be an interesting one here now. Honestly, not sure what to expect out of my one-lap pace. And as we come through to kick things off for qualifying, it's a goal of a 31.413 as we roll through 1 and 2. You want to be right against that white line, so I kind of made a mistake there. Had to lift just a little bit out of the throttle on the exit of turn 2, so that's going to cost us a bit all the way down the back straightaway, and then through 3 and towards turn 4 as well, as we'll head down the front stretch towards the start-finish line. Definitely not going to be anywhere near that goal time, which we're already past it now. It's a 31.937, half a second off. However, I surprised myself, and maybe the team as well, as we managed to go P26. So overall, not a bad qualifying effort. Clint Boyer down there in 31st place. Not a great qualifying effort for him, as we'll look at the rest of your finishing results here. Qualifying results, I should say now, and really rounding out the top 10 is Jimmy Johnson and Joey Logano, but on pole position it's Martin Truex Jr. picking up P1 here now as he'll start up front as we get ready to take on Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Place in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race on Saturday afternoon for the number 8 Junior Motorsports Chevrolet Camaro. And now here we are in a Chevrolet Camaro again on the Cup Series side of things, and we're not full time. We were just getting lucky at the start of the season to have some opportunities presented our way, and hopefully if we run well today, we can maybe have an opportunity to get in a car going into California as William Byron set to start at the back of the field alongside Stenhouse as the booth was ready to talk to Kurt Busch.
Well, Kurt, it's got to feel good. Come to your hometown, interact with family, friends, fans. It's been a fun week, it looks like, for you. How does that motivate you and get you ready to go win this race today?
It's always great to see everybody. I was over at a friend's house last night with about 20 people just having a nice family friend dinner. But just got to thank everybody for their support over the 20 years of racing here. And got a great team with Chip Ganassi, Matt McCall, Kurt Chief calling the shots. We just got to execute as a team right now and give ourselves a shot at getting it at the end.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us. Love that steering wheel. Thanks for supporting our veterans. Have a great day.
And with that, We're ready to take the green flag here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Race 2 for the NASCAR 2020 Cup Series season is underway. Green flag is out. We line up just behind the DeWalt number 20 of Eric Jones, while his teammate Martin Truex Jr. and Brad Keselowski lead the field to green on this run into turn number 1. Kyle Larson's number 42 there just to the outside now in front of the 43 of Bubba Wallace there. Ty Dillon behind myself. Lots of rookies around this area. You got the 41 as well of Cole Custer there for Stuart Haas racing down this back straightaway here as Larson's going to pull in front of us here on this opening lap of this race now. 27 laps here in stage number 1. You will see pit stops in all 3 stages here this weekend from Las Vegas, as my expectation is pretty realistic here now. We qualified pretty well, but I do anticipate us dropping down the leaderboard as these laps continue to count. It's likely what's going to happen, just due to the lack of speed overall in a Rick Ware racing car. Now, we do have a teammate here in the number 51, Joey Gase, behind the wheel of the 51 this weekend, so we do have someone to kind of gauge ourselves off of and see where we're at as this race progresses now. As Clint Boyer, who started outside of the top 30, is working his way forward now, passing me to the inside here into turn number 1. Watching for the 24 of William Byron to be coming through the order as well, looking for that first career win is that number 24 driver, and of course he started at the back there. I believe it was for a transmission, and as well the 47 of Stenhouse is going to be coming from the back forward. And speaking of Stenhouse, he had already worked his way up here now right behind me, and there is as well William Byron now is Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch to the lead here from Las Vegas now at a home race for him, and just like his brother Kurt, as we've got Chad Fincham to the inside here into turn number 3. Chad Fincham's going to go through, take the position, and through goes Stenhouse, and shortly after Byron's going to be coming through as well. As, I mean, again, our expectation here, trying to finish top 30. So if we can finish top 30, that is a successful weekend here in Las Vegas. It doesn't matter how it happens, as long as it does happen now. And even then, if we finish 31st or 32nd, it's not the end of the world. But we would drop down to 30th, and as these laps continue on here in stage 1, we continue to just struggle for pace. There's a lot of cars that are just quite simply faster, including the 62 of Brendan Gaughan here for Beard Motorsports as well. And David Reagan's closing in on us. My teammate of Joey Gase as well is also reeling us in. So right now, I mean, we're definitely not doing what we need to be doing, and already thinking about adjustments that I can make to this car, and that was something I was wanting to relay to the team. If we can just maybe free it up a little bit here. I'm just a little bit too tight in the center of the corner. You hear my recommendation to the team now as David Reagan goes through, and we would, well, quite simply just continue to fall back now, and here is my teammate of Joey Gase literally right towards my back bumper now at this point on the run into turn 1 with 12 laps to go here in stage number 1 as Kyle Busch continues to lead the way now, and Gase to the inside, not really going to make life difficult, really just trying to survive to the first pit stop and get some adjustments in this car, and I feel like we'll get better. One thing I was thinking of is going to try and undercut a lot of these guys here and pit on the earlier side, so that's what we're going to do here. Lap 16, coming to lap 17, we are going to come into the pit lane. This is a good 4-5 or so laps earlier than you really need to pit, so we're definitely coming in on the early side of things, and we'd make quite a few adjustments. Grill tape, tire pressures on the right side's going down, tire pressures on the left side's going up, and overall the hope is that we just get a little bit more speed out of this car here now, as we'll have waiting is going to be a 15.2 second pit stop. So overall not too bad now as we'll get ready to head back onto the racetrack here, and through goes Kyle Busch, and that's not 1 lap down, that's 2 laps down. As we come to the end of lap 17, Kyle Busch now comes in from the lead. So Busch into the pits, and we're about to see pretty well everybody over these next few laps flood into the pit lane. So do prepare for that, and allowing myself, fortunately, to get myself back into, elite lap position. As here goes Chris Buescher to the inside, having a good little run as well. He's going to be pitting. Denny Hamlin's in, and now Jimmy Johnson's actually going to stretch this out a little long here in his final season here of NASCAR Cup Series competition. And us, by doing the whole short pitting strategy, is also hopefully going to gain us a few positions, and it would do exactly that, because we're going to roll up nearly right to the back end. We won't get to the back of David Reagan, because as Jimmy Johnson comes into the pits now, Reagan, you saw, kind of had to lift behind him a little bit. So we will return to the lead lap here with 8 laps to go in stage 1. We're going to pass our teammate right here of Joey Gase, who had already passed us before the pit stop, so that shows you how much time you can make up now. By the time the pit cycle had completed, we were up to 29th place. Now, we still have faster cars coming behind us that have got, as well, a little bit fresher tires, including, as you can see in my mirror there, that's the 49 of Chad Fincham, who's reeling me in. And I knew at this point, now is a close moment with the wall on the exit of turn 4, coming to 5 to go on the stage. I'm like, yeah, it's just not worth it. I'm not really going to fight these guys here with 5 laps to go. Here comes Brendan Gaughan as well to the inside to make a nice, easy pass on me. And as well, we got Ryan Preece coming up here with just a few laps to go in the stage. That second entry for JTG Doherty this season. Now he's going to go rolling by on the outside. And as we continue to now watch Kyle Busch get closer to that green-white checkered, he's about to be picking up an additional playoff point on the season. Final lap for that number 18 Joe Gibbs Toyota Camry team. And for us, fortunately, I mean, we well beat our teammate of Joey Gase here in stage 1. That's a positive sign. And as well, the car did feel a bit better with the adjustments that we made. Kyle Busch, however, down the front straightaway will win stage 1. Denny Hamlin second. It'll be Joey Logano actually there in third position. So a solid effort there for a car also sponsored basically by the sponsor of the races. We would end up 32nd at the time of the yellow here. So not exactly where we want to be yet now. And we're going to come into the pits here, get 4 tires, get some fuel. And of course, you can see only 34 cars on the lead lap following stage number 1. The last car on the lead lap, our teammate right there of Joey Gase. So we will come back in, get our tires, get our fuel, make some more adjustments as well on the tire pressures. A little bit further up on the left, a little bit further down on the right. So we actually gained 2 spots now up into P30. For the restart behind Eric Jones, who's having a bit of a rough race so far. He has not really gone anywhere now, running in the kind of bottom half of the top 30 right now as we get back underway. Stage number 2 from the spotters stand. Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin lead the field down into turn number 1, and well, not quite the same, kind of distance between the front straightaway and the back straightaway that you're looking at between, here in Daytona. You have a little bit closer of a view, but still, nonetheless, I mean, you can see just the vantage point. It's still difficult to see what's going on. You really got to be, having a pair of binoculars to see what you need to see here if you're a spotter. Now, they have got difficult jobs nonetheless. Kyle Busch, though, leads off turn 4 down the front straightaway. Over now, Joey Logano, Truex, and Hamlin side by side as the rest of the field comes to the line to complete the opening lap here of stage number 2. 24 laps to go in stage 2. Again, a pit stop will be necessary at some point. Will it be under green again, or will we maybe get a caution? If we do get a caution at any point, we are going to come into the pits here and just try to kind of, get off strategy a little bit. That's kind of my mentality right now, is if we can kind of do anything different on strategy, I would prefer to do it, because I feel like that's going to be a good way to be able to gain some track position. Later in the stage, for example, maybe we can kind of benefit on some strategy as Kyle Busch continues to lead. He's been dominant so far here in these opening laps into the outside wall. Kyle Larson, number 42, Chip Ganassi Chevrolet. Caution is out, and Kyle Larson's day will come to an end, and exactly what we were looking for was that opportunity to come into the pits and get off strategy. Corey LaJoie will get the free pass. And with this is where the surprise comes in. So by pitting, we can make it. We can make it to the end of stage 2, and the rest of the field cannot. So if this stays green, this only works if it stays green, as Kyle Busch leads us back to green. But if it stays green, we will make it to the end, and everybody else is going to have to pit. And then on top of that, keep in mind, that would then bring up the whole situation of, some cars would probably be trapped a lap down, some would be on the lead lap, and then we would be able to kind of course, we'd win the stage, and then we would be able to trap a whole lot of cars a lap down and get probably a way better finish out of it. So this is an opportunity. This is, if we don't have the speed to run where we would like to run, well, this is an opportunity for us to try and kind of find a creative way to get that finishing position that we're kind of seeking here now. So as we split 3 wide between the 16 here, this is Brendan Poole in the 16 this weekend, the 13 to Ty Dillon. You can see, I mean, even with fresh tire advantage, it's still not the easiest thing in the world to get past some of these cars. So we do eventually clear the Geico number 13 Germain Racing driver and continue now past the Spire Colleague number 16, that is, now as we move up into P34. Now to lap 10 of stage 2, running right up to the back of one of the Rookie of the Year competitors of Quinn Houff. You've got Joey Gase, my teammate as well, David Reagan, all right here on the conversation, Timmy Hill, Ryan Preece, JJ Yaley in the Play Fast 73 team this weekend. Again, the second start for that new team here in the Cup Series now as we'll head down into turn 3. So coming to 15 to go in the stage, and we have continued to see the lead kind of swap around a little bit here in stage 2. Not really what happened in stage 1. Kyle Busch got the lead and then didn't really look back. But here in stage 2, we've seen Kyle Busch lead. We've seen Martin Truex Jr. lead. Now we got Denny Hamlin out in front here. Denny Hamlin, what a career he's had so far. 37 career wins, tied actually with the NASCAR legend Bobby Isaac. Can Hamlin get career win number 38 sometime soon and promote himself just a little bit further up that order? And you can see that, you know, we're kind of still struggling to make some passes here with these fresh tires. Kyle Busch now back to the lead, but we finally passed our teammate of Joey Gase. I'm not really worried about passing anybody or fighting anybody really right now because of the fact that we know that if it stays green, we will, you know, get into the lead of this race. And now there was still a sense of urgency because I'm like, well, what if a caution does come out? Then we do need to be fighting for this track position as we're going to go for a big-time side draft on the 73 there into turn number 1. We'll clear JJ Yaley now and move ourselves up into 31st place behind Ryan Preece and squeeze to the inside of him here now on lap 14 of stage 2 alongside him. And, well, we'll be just about clear on the exit of the corner. Couldn't quite clear him, so leave him the space and then hopefully clear him right here on the next corner. Through 3, off turn 4. This time we won't clear that 37. Move through into the top 30. We're working very hard just to run in the top 30, and it was pretty short-lived because eventually my kind of pace just died. And now here comes David Reagan to my inside. He's bringing the fight. Here comes Ryan Preece coming back up into the conversation. So just as quick as we got to the top 30, we're kind of falling back out, unfortunately, of the top 30, which is very frustrating. Very, very frustrating that the car just doesn't have a lot of speed, you know, and that's what we knew we were getting into, you know, by accepting an opportunity to race with Ware Racing. And here comes my teammate now of Joey Gase here with 7 laps to go on the stage, and pit stops are about to kick off here now. As you can see the field, I mean, they're getting close to the end of the stage, but they're not going to quite get there. And what I want to see is cars coming into the pits, because that's when I know we'll be able to take over the lead of this race. And we should be able to cruise to a stage 2 win and then hopefully trap some cars a lap down, and then that really changes the outcome of this race in our favor. Now 6 laps to go. Kyle Busch still leading here, now coming to 5 to go on this stage. Now pit stops still have not occurred, but as we now approach 4 laps to go here in stage number 2, Kyle Busch has been passed by Denny Hamlin because of this. He's in, Busch is in, Logano, Johnson, Elliott coming in, and we're about to see a whole lot more cars come in this next time around as we come through to start 4 to go in stage 2. Denny Hamlin leading, but he's about to be coming in as well, and he's going to be leading Chris Buescher and company in now as here comes Truex and Harvick and many others as well, including Ryan Newman, Eric Almirola, Bell, Kurt Busch, Keselowski, Reddick, that you won't see right there. Ryan Blaney has stayed on the racetrack and is stretching this just 1 additional lap he's trying to now. So we're going to cycle into P3 when this is all said and done, and then we've still got 2 cars to pit, Blaney and then whoever's in second. I don't even know who it is, but they will be pitting coming to 2 laps to go here in stage number 2. So we will take over the lead of this race. Jimmy Johnson's going to be right here in front of us. We couldn't pass him. Here comes now Logano and Kyle Busch. I kind of threw a block on Logano right there, but we take over the lead of this race. These guys are trying to unlap themselves now with 2 to go, but we're putting everybody else a lap down. Pretty well, imagine just the entire field's a lap down except for these guys right here, Johnson, Busch, and Logano, and a few others up in front there, Truex and Hamlin, I believe, as well, and a few others. And as we come through to the final lap of the stage, Chris Buescher's actually in P2 right now. Through goes Bell, Elliott, and as well Ryan Newman in P12, so it looks like we're going to have 12 cars be on the lead lap when we end this stage, and 13th place on back will be stuck a lap down, and we're going to do something I don't think anybody expected today. We played the strategy game here in stage 2, and off turn 4, we are going to win a stage, which doesn't count for anything because we're not full-time, but we do win stage 2 as a Rick Ware Racing driver. Unbelievable. Now, as Denny Hamlin actually will end up P2, it looks like, at the end of this stage, but we would have to wait for 10th place to, cross the line, and, well, ends up Hamlin, Buescher, Almirola, Johnson, and, oh, look at this. Elliott wraps up the top 10, but we got some split strategy here. Johnson's coming in, Kyle Busch is pitting. We also will come in, obviously, but we will pit for 4 tires as well as fuel, and we're going to be, worst case scenario right now, we would be running in the top 13 still. Is actually, this was coming to the green-white checkered. Eric Jones actually blew a tire, you saw right there. So Johnson, Busch, Logano, Pitt, Matt DiBenedetto in 13th gets the free pass. So we are going to restart here in P9, but look in the pit lane. Eric Jones, you see right there, Jones is out from that tire failure now as we're back underway here for the 3rd and final stage here from Las Vegas in the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube. As we've got Kyle Busch following us down into turn 1, and that strategy call we made in stage 2 has completely changed this race for us, because do we have the pace to finish top 10? Absolutely not, and I even move out of the way down the back straightaway into turn 3 to try and not hold up faster cars like Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney and others. Now, Blaney, Reddick, these are the guys right here that are fighting to get into the free pass position, but what I know is now, depending on how many cautions come out, we're probably going to finish in the top 15 today in a Rick Ware Racing car, because we were able to trap 3/4 of the field just about a lap down, which is absolutely incredible that we were able to do that. We knew that we were going to have to try something different to be able to really make something incredible out of this day, and we did exactly that, and it is now paying off. Now, of course, it kind of sucks seeing all these faster cars just kind of blow your doors off, as Denny Hamlin currently leads this race here now with still a little over 30 laps to go. Anything can still happen before this one comes to an end now with 32 laps to go. And again, just kind of trying to stay out of the way. Really don't want to fight with anybody, because this is not for track position. And I just don't have the speed to fight with anybody, at least kind of around here. And you see Michael McDowell going by on the outside there. You got 3 wide moments, 2 wide moments down. I'm just, like I said, really just trying to stay out of the way and just keep myself out of trouble. I don't want to race too hard and cause a problem, cause a caution, and then give somebody an opportunity to get the free pass, because the free pass will be not beneficial for us in this race now. That'll just be one more car that can pass us for position, as Kurt Busch there was just behind us in that Chip Ganassi Monster Energy #1 Camaro. Now his teammate of Kyle Larson out earlier in the show, as we now come to 30 laps to go here from Las Vegas. Through to the inside goes Kurt Busch, not having the race he won so far, but he's working his way back forward now into the top 25 come lap 65 now, as we have got David Reagan and company just behind us now, and now we got to crash into the outside wall. Around goes the 21 after contact with Preece. He saves it. DiBenedetto in that 21, but the caution comes out, and Ryan Blaney was in the free pass position. We're going to pit while Hamlin, Johnson, Busch, and Logano all remain on the racetrack. So those guys that just stayed out, if this was to go green to the end, which we've had a lot of green flag racing here so far, we're back underway, but if those guys that just stayed out, if this goes green, they will have to pit quite a bit earlier. They'll have to pit, a good, 7 or so laps earlier than everybody that just pitted, like myself. So that's going to be interesting. Ryan Blaney's going to have to work his way forward from the back of the field. Can he pull that off? That's the next question there. Chris Buescher up here in the top 10. Very solid run for the Roush Fenway driver. Now as he'll lead down into turn number 3 and be stuck in there just behind the 9. Actually, I thought he was about to take a 3 wide with Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick. Now as through goes Martin Truex Jr. We're already outside of the top 10, but again, not expecting to finish top 10 here now. We barely expected to be in the top 30 today, and now we're pretty well still guaranteed a top 15 result. So that just shows you how crazy of a race this has turned into for us here in this Rick Ware Racing team now, as Kyle Busch has returned to the lead of this race. And once you give the lead to Kyle Busch, good luck getting it back, because it is Kyle Busch we're talking about at the end of the day. You're defending NASCAR Cup Series champion, of course, from 2019. Now a two-time Cup Series champion, looking to go back-to-back this year and get his third title now, as through goes Alex Bowman in 18th place. And Bowman was your first DNF of the season, of course, had that early crash in the Daytona 500 and found himself out of the race very, very early now, as he looks to turn things around. And of course, with this playoff format, it makes a bad day easier for drivers now, because he knows that all he needs to do is win one race and he'll be locked in the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, as long as he, of course, is in the top 30 in the standings now, as we continue to just drop down the order, the grid, the order, whatever I wanted to call it there. And we just continue to just let things play out now, as we're down to 13th. And Ryan Blaney, of course, who was that free pass recently, he's still trying to work his way through traffic now, as we get a bit of a unique camera view here from the turn 4 turn-up area now from the Ferris wheel. Look at this angle. What a shot that is now. I mean, getting to sit in a Ferris wheel and watch race cars go by. It reminds me when I was at the 24 Hours of Daytona last year, as we continue on now, though, to lap 76 at this point. And we are not far off of seeing those guys that did not pit on that last caution. They're going to have to come in here momentarily, so they'll have to pit, and then we're going to go a little bit further here, closer to maybe lap 83, 84, 85, as we've got a new leader. Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher is leading in this race now as we come through turn 3. I'm not sure if Kyle Busch pitted or not. We do have some drivers coming in. It's Hamlin, it's Keselowski, and it's Bell. So it's not Kyle Busch. Chris Buescher has straight up taken the lead here in this final stage. As here we go, we got more cars spitting now, including the number 8 of Tyler Reddick now, as Buescher continues to lead the way now. Lap 79, just again trying to stay out of the way for now Ryan Blaney, who has passed me for a position, and he would just check out immediately now as we continue on. Johnson's in. I believe Logano and Busch have now come in. Kyle Busch, that is, with 13 laps to go in this race. Now we got a crash down the front straightaway behind us. That's Timmy Hill, who goes spinning on the apron. Caution is out. Oh boy. Oh boy. Kyle Busch, Johnson, Logano, Hamlin, Bell, they're all trapped a lap down, but they will get to take a wave around, meaning Buescher will lead. And no, he loses the lead, because Chase Elliott and Harvick take over the front 2 spots. Buescher drops to 5th. Busch, Logano, Johnson, and as well Denny Hamlin, they all took the wave around. So they're on the lead lap, and it's a bit of chaos on this restart. Bit of a stack up here with these guys on the inside with 8 laps to go, and all of a sudden, Eric Almirola is taking Kevin Harvick side by side into turn 1. What happened with Chase Elliott there now, as Eric Almirola is going for the lead down the back straightaway, and the fastest cars of the day have been eliminated from the conversation. They're not going to have enough time to get back up front. They're going to need another caution. So this has now opened the floodgates for everybody. I mean, the 19 Martin Truex Jr., I'd be paying attention to him. He was quite fast earlier. He's still up there. Ryan Blaney is now back up here in the conversation. Don't rule out Chase Elliott, but Eric Almirola leads in the turn number 1 as Matt DiBenedetto and the Wood Brothers 21 looks to my outside. We re-clear him through the center of the corner. We'll slide up in front of him now, and can we hold on to a top 10? Probably not, but we're going to give it absolutely everything we have, but it definitely doesn't look the most positive, because here comes McDowell, or sorry, I see McDowell in the mirror there, but DiBenedetto to the inside, and then I get split 3 wide by a lap car, McDowell, and then William Byron as well, a lap down through us now as, well, look at this. Ryan Newman, as we come through, continuing to lose spots, but Ryan Newman's to the inside of Eric Almirola, coming to 4 laps to go. Newman on the bottom, Almirola on the top. How about that? And Chris Buescher as well, as Kurt Busch and Jimmy Johnson have now passed us for 9th and 10th, and we dropped to 11th, but Chris Buescher is up there on the conversation. Roush Fenway are right now going for the lead with both cars, and up turn 4, here comes Buescher. 3 wide to the outside, down the front straightaway. What a power move from the man from Prosper, Texas. And into the lead goes Chris Buescher on the run into turn 1. He clears Almirola. He clears his teammate as well of Ryan Newman. Are you kidding me? Chris Buescher. What a move now one win to his name in NASCAR, and it became the illustrious, everyone knows it as the Fog win from 2016 at Pocono with the Front Row Motorsports team in the number 34. And oh my goodness, he might do it again here with a win in Las Vegas as Hamlin goes through now, and we drop down to 12th with 3 laps to go here from Las Vegas. And Buescher, not only has he cleared the traffic, he's driving away with 2 laps to go now as here comes Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell for position. How about Christopher Bell having a very solid, strong run here as a rookie for the Levine family racing team in the number 95, running in the top 15 as we head down this back straightaway. And Chris Buescher sees the white flag waving as we exit turn 4. Busch and many others just simply running out of time to get back up front, and 1 lap to go here from Las Vegas for Chris Buescher's number 17 team as we start the final lap here now, and we should hold on to 14th place. What a day this is going to be for Rick Ware Racing as well, worthy of a celebration to say the least. But the main celebration is on the man from Prosper, Texas, Chris Buescher. Through 3, off turn 4, down the front straightaway. He'll hold off Martin Truex Jr. and the rest of the field. Buescher wins in Las Vegas. Unbelievable scenes, and that is career win number 2 for the Roush Fenway driver. What a drive, Chris Buescher. Hats off to him as he gets to celebrate the victory. And as well, that is on top of that, of course, when we talk about the members, that's a win for 2 members of the channel, for the pit crew members, that is, and that's Commander and Outlaw Hunts picking up the win. So congratulations to them as well, as we as well take a look at your finishing order here. And I mean, what a day. What a day for us here at Rick Ware Racing in this number 52 team. And I just cannot believe it turned into the 14th place. And I think we turned some heads today. Obviously, strategy is what allowed us to get that finish, but I still think we turned some heads. 10th in the standings, don't look at that because we're part-time, we're not full-time. But what a race, what a finish. And that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one from Auto Club, where we still don't know if we'll be Cup racing or not, or just O'Reilly or Xfinity racing. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.